From the moment Tadej Pogačar burst onto the world cycling scene, one question has fascinated fans and experts alike. How did this young Slovenian rider outsmart some of the greatest cyclists in history to rule the Tour de France? Multiple times? What sets him apart from the pack and makes him a master strategist? Not just a gifted athlete? Today, we dive deep into the story of how Pogačar combined raw talent, tactical brilliance, and mental toughness to rewrite the rules of one of the most grueling sporting events on the planet. Born in Komenda, Slovenia in 1998, Tadej Pogačar was always destined for greatness. But unlike many prodigies, his rise was not just about raw power. It was his intelligence on the bike. His ability to read a race, adapt instantly, and exploit even the smallest advantage that set him apart early. By the time he made his Tour de France debut in 2019 at the age of 20, few could predict the dominance that would follow. At the 2019 Tour, Pogačar shocked the world by finishing third overall, an incredible feat for such a young newcomer. But the cycling world took notice when he won the 2020 Tour de France, dethroning established champions like Primož Roglic and Egan Bernal. This victory was not just a demonstration of physical endurance, but a masterclass in race, strategy, and mental warfare. So how exactly did he do it? The first secret to Pogačar's success lies in his ability to anticipate his rivals' moves. Unlike many riders who rely solely on strength or team tactics, Pogačar watches his competitors like a chess player studies their opponent. He analyzes their weaknesses, their habits, and even their psychological state. This insight allows him to time his attacks perfectly, often when rivals least expect it. For example, in the 2020 Tour, he unleashed a stunning time trial performance on stage 20, a decisive moment that completely turned the race on its head. The timing was not accidental. Pogačar had meticulously studied the course and his competitors' tendencies, knowing exactly when to strike and how to maximize his advantage. But anticipation alone is not enough in a race where margins are razor-thin. Pogačar's climbing prowess is legendary. He can sustain incredible power over the steepest mountain stages, a critical factor in the Tour where climbs often decide the winner. Yet what makes him truly special is how he climbs, smooth, efficient, and seemingly effortless. His cadence, breathing, and pacing are perfectly calibrated, allowing him to conserve energy for the crucial final kilometers. More importantly, he uses climbs not just to gain time, but to psychologically wear down his rivals. Riders often describe feeling demoralized watching Pogačar accelerate while they struggle to keep up. The next piece of the puzzle is his team dynamics and race intelligence. Pogačar does not just rely on raw power. His UAE team Emirates squad is strategically built around protecting him and controlling the race tempo. Unlike some teams that focus solely on brute force, UAE Emirates adapts fluidly to race conditions, using domestiques to chase down breakaways, shelter Pogačar from wind, and position him perfectly for critical moments. Pogačar's communication with his team during races is exceptional. Using radio signals and pre-planned strategies, they respond instantly to changes in the peloton, making it extremely difficult for rivals to surprise him. But there is more behind his success than physical and tactical skill. Pogačar's mental resilience and psychological gamesmanship are key weapons. Tour de France is not just a physical battle but a mental war. Riders face pressure from the media, fans, and even themselves. Pogačar handles this with a calm, focused demeanor that unnerves opponents. He often masks pain and fatigue with a composed expression, leading rivals to underestimate his condition. Furthermore, his ability to stay cool in the most intense moments gives him a psychological edge. For example, during the brutal mountain stages, when others show signs of cracking, Pogačar often seems to gain strength, planting seeds of doubt in the minds of his challengers. How does he keep this mental edge? Partly through rigorous preparation off the bike. Pogačar works with sports psychologists to build focus and emotional control. He practices mindfulness techniques to stay present and block out distractions. This mental discipline was especially evident in the 2022 Tour, where despite mechanical setbacks and brutal weather conditions, he maintained composure and seized the race lead in the final week. Another factor that helped Pogačar outsmart rivals is his versatility as a rider. Unlike specialists who excel only in mountains or sprints, Pogačar is a rare all-rounder. He is one of the few who can win time trials, dominate high mountain stages, and defend well on flat sections. This makes it almost impossible for his rivals to predict when or where he will attack. For instance, his unexpected burst in time trials has turned races upside down, leaving competitors scrambling to catch up. This unpredictability forces rivals to cover him constantly, draining their energy and forcing mistakes. Of course, none of this would be possible without an extraordinary work ethic and training regime. Pogačar is known for pushing himself relentlessly in training, analyzing data from every ride to optimize performance. He combines high-altitude camps, interval training, and careful nutrition planning with cutting-edge sports science. His coaches tailor every session to develop his weaknesses, while maximizing his natural strengths. This meticulous preparation pays off in the Tour's grueling 3-week schedule, where recovery and consistency are as important as speed. While Pogačar's physical and mental skills are awe-inspiring, his story is also about innovation and embracing new technology. He is one of the first riders to fully integrate advanced power meters, aerodynamic testing, and nutrition science into his race strategy. His team uses real-time telemetry to monitor his effort and adjust tactics mid-race. This data-driven approach provides him with a measurable edge, enabling smarter energy use and faster recovery. For example, in the 2023 Tour de France, his team used live data to time his attacks perfectly, knowing exactly when his rivals were most vulnerable. But how does Pogačar handle setbacks? Every champion faces bad days or unexpected problems. His response to adversity reveals another layer of his brilliance. Rather than panic, he stays calm and adapts quickly. In 2021, a mechanical failure cost him precious time on a key stage. Instead of losing hope, Pogačar regrouped, launched a calculated counterattack on the following climb, and reclaimed lost ground. This resilience is a hallmark of his reign and a warning to rivals that even when things go wrong, he is far from beaten. Another intriguing aspect of Pogačar's domination is his relationship with his biggest rival, Primož Roglič. The two Slovenian riders have created one of the most intense and respectful rivalries in cycling history. Their battles have pushed both to new heights, and each has had to constantly rethink their tactics to outwit the other. Pogačar's ability to read Roglic's strategy, and vice versa, adds a fascinating psychological dimension to the Tour. And many cycling analysts say this rivalry has elevated both riders beyond their individual talents, creating some of the most thrilling Tour moments in recent years. But what about the future? Can Pogačar keep outsmarting new challengers as they emerge? The cycling world is evolving rapidly, with young stars eager to dethrone him. So far, Pogačar's combination of tactical intelligence, mental strength, and physical talent suggests he has years left at the top. But cycling is unpredictable, and each tour brings new challenges. Will he adapt his strategy as competitors analyze his style? Will teams devise new ways to neutralize his attacks? Only time will tell. To understand why Pogačar reigns supreme, it is essential to appreciate the unique blend of youth and experience he brings to the race. At just 26 years old in 2025, he already has 4 Tour de France victories under his belt, an unprecedented feat at such an age. Yet his approach remains humble and analytical, always learning and improving. This mindset allows him to combine youthful energy with the wisdom of a seasoned champion. His ability to stay hungry and curious, to innovate constantly, is what truly sets him apart. Beyond the Tour, Pogačar's impact on cycling is profound. He has inspired a new generation of riders in Slovenia and worldwide, proving that a combination of smart racing, hard work, and psychological mastery can beat even the most physically dominant athletes. His story is one of brains and brawn, a reminder that sport is as much a mental game as a physical contest. So next time you watch Tadej Pogačar slice through the peloton, remember it is not just power or endurance that fuels his dominance. It is a sharp mind constantly thinking 5 steps ahead, a calm spirit thriving under pressure, and a relentless drive to outsmart every rival on the road. This is how Pogačar became not just a great cyclist, but a master strategist who rules the Tour. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the mind of cycling's brightest star, please subscribe to the channel for more stories about the legends and icons of sport. Do not forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an epic moment.